All right. Hello. This is Dorcas.
I'm a night owl, but I'm not.
And you have reached the Palantir internal decision meeting for the month of January. And let's introduce ourselves. I need to introduce myself because my lower third isn't there because Google is misbehaving. I'm Dorcas Whitecap. I am IS. I am the Internal Submissions Herald. Let's skip over Piers because he has stepped away. Gottfried, hi, say hello.
Hey. I am Gottfried von Schwaben. I am Saker Herald, the External Submissions Herald for Palantir as well.
Giovanni?
I'm Giovanni Lodolan. I am Kite Herald, which is the Northeast Regional Deputy Herald to Goldfowl.
Okay, and your microphone quality is misbehaving again, but we will muddle through because I want you here. I don't want you to leave. Brigitte.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brigitte von München. I am the current Palantir archivist. I have 1 box out of 12 left to go of all Kingdom submission. Yay! Woohoo! I will be stepping up as Gold Falcon Herald in April at Coronation.
Yay. Kathleen?
I'm Kathleen Inyan Lachlan. I'm current baby herald for the Canton of Extroots.
Maddock, you're muted, but...
Maddock Arundel, Gold Falcon Emeritus, currently the Garnet Herald of Ethelmark, Deputy for Submissions.
And Piers, you have returned. Oh, Piers. Oh, no, the quality of your microphone. Oh, Piers. I love you. But you really took too much helium when you stepped away from your... I'm sorry. Where were you at? But oh my goodness. Okay, so here's maybe you might want to... No. No. Yes. Too much helium or Alvin and the Chipmunks. Okay. All right. We have this letter and we really need to get through it. And so, Piers, I'm going to ask you to mute your microphone. And if you want to say something, type it in the yeah, please stay, but type it in the comments and somebody else will read it. We'll read it out. And Giovanni, you were kind of robot-y there again for a minute, so you might get to do the same thing. I don't know. Okay, so having taken care of that, I hope, let us begin. The Palantir internal letter dated 2017-12-25. Let us begin. Number 1, Amelia Bortsina, name and device. Any comments about the name? Okay, good. So I'm just going to say, send it up. Okay. The device blazon is ore, an arrow, and a knife in saltire purpure, in chief 3 hearts, and a bordure embattled gules. Somebody pointed out that the knife is inverted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm just going to say reblazon and send it up.
Well, the question I have is Magnus's comment. Is that sufficiently look like a knife? I mean, if
I recognize it as a knife.
Okay.
And that was one of our comments last night at the meeting with Laurel, is we should be sending more things up. If they need to change it, they'll change it.
Yeah, a knife is a very subjective piece of art.
Yeah.
I mean, it's essentially a little sword. So if it looks like a little sword, bingo.
And also the ratio, the length of the blade compared to the hilt, I call that a pretty big knife.
Okay.
All right, but I've added the note that we want to point out that the knife is inverted.
The only other thing that I would have commented on is the 3 hearts. They're 3 different sizes, and they got that kind of fancy, goody twist to the tail. In external, you may get dinged on the fact that they're not the same.
Yeah, well, that's where I have to come back with, this is hand-drawn, folks. We're not, it's not computer generated.
At most, we
Artist note at most.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, this was hand done at the madhouse that was the Chris Kinder consultation tables. So yeah, people can say what they want to say.
I promise I won't say that in external.
All right, can we move along to number 2?
Hi.
Asa Yarnauga, name and device. Any comments on the name?
Nope, looks fine.
All right. The device is Azure, a wolf rampant argent within an orle of 13 oak leaves or.
Gawain's comment is very salient. Without having the leaves going into the corners, you don't have an orle, you have an annulo.
Shape an annulo at that.
Well, I am inclined. No, I'm not inclined either way. Should we pin the device, and for that matter, should we pin the name with it? Should we pin the device for a redraw? Or should we try and get a redraw? Because we're not going to publish the external letter for, goodness, 10 days.
Yeah.
I would say if the client is not emotionally tied to an oral, the fact that it's a misshapen in annulo can be explained by the fact that it's a long skinny charge in the primary position. If he's not emotionally tied to an oral, I would just reblazon it.
And to go along with that, I would just say that I'm sure that the client has seen the picture and appreciates and likes the picture. We're registering the picture. So I would say just keep it right on going. Laurel can change the blazon as needed.
Agreed.
All right, so who's going to contact the submitter?
I can.
Okay. Asa is a girl. Let me
Yes,
just.
I know. I saw that same in the name.
Good, because Matt, I kind of missed that, but that's okay. That's okay. Just want to be clear about that.
Okay, so are we talking of reblazoning it to in annulo, or just leaving it as an oral and let it float?
I'm going to see if she likes the picture the way it is, or if she knows what an oral is and wants it to look more like an oral.
Check.
If she does, then we'll hold for a redraw. I would say send the name up regardless.
Exactly.
And if she likes the device the way it is, then we'll just send it along with.
All right.
Okay.
I will also add that this was the submission that is actually going to have me file for a change to my own blazon.
Yeah.
As well.
All right. I want to hear more, but we have 43 decisions to make tonight. So, sorry. Moving right along briskly. Number 3. This is Daoud. This is Maz. Anything to say about his device, which is her pale, sable, and vert, a polypus argent maintaining a battering ram fesswise 4. Okay, send it up. Moving along to item number 4. Alan Smith of Darkdale, new alternate name. He wants to also have Alan Smith of Graydale. Do we think that the documentation for constructing Graydale is sufficient?
Did we? I think it's just about all. Well, wait there. Dell. All right. I was trying to remember. We had one from last month that went on external that had a whole listing of Dells.
And I took this. I did that one too, and I copied and pasted.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's why it looks familiar. I'm going. Was that sufficient? Because the one we put in on the external was perfect.
Well, so the only change is that the River Cray with a C,
Right.
kind of, I found Eckwall includes Greystoke, which is a stoke on the River Cray.
Right.
And from that, I decided that Cray and Gray would be an okay swap.
Great. Well,
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I would
Alright,
say send
well,
it up and see.
Yeah. No, you're right. Send it up. My mistake. It just that the line where you hit the Greystoke and the other one was separated like that, and it took me a second to catch up. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it is kind of a separate bit of documentation, but yeah, let's just send it up, and if Pelican doesn't like it, she'll tell us. She'll tell us why not. Okay, moving along. Number 5, Angus Sinclair, name and device. The first thing, we found a conflict because there is already somebody named precisely Angus Sinclair. But this submitter is willing to be Angus Sinclair of Glasgow. So I just figure let's go with that then. All right.
Yeah, that should take any of the conflict right out.
Yep. All right then. His device is per pale, sable and argent, an anchor counterchanged between a skeleton argent and a dragonfly azure.
And my comment on the reblazing down there, anchors, even though this one is drawn long and skinny, are classified as a compact charge. Can be in fess and pale and bend sinister. That needs to be specified in the blazon.
Okie doke.
I didn't find any conflicts either.
Thank you. Okay, so moving along to item number 6. Anne von Husbergen, new name and new device. Do people like the docs for Husbergen?
Yeah, name checks.
Mm-hmm. I had to really work at that one because that one was mine.
I remember starting that at Crown Tournament, or seeing you start it at Crown Tournament. All right. So, send it up. And for the device, Argent 3 keys, pale wise in pale, inverted, and a Dexter Gusset per pure. So
with keys, do you specify the teeth? Which direction?
You used to have to specify which direction the wards were facing. However, they've updated the glossary of terms. I think Gawain posted something about it further down.
Yeah, Zanita's final comment on that talks specifically to that issue.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just excited that we now have documentation for Gonzo as a name.
I want to come back and what the heck you're talking about, but okay. So step for period practice for the use of another charge along with the gussets. But other than that, send it up.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, moving along to number 7, a device for Annika de Rauscheren, or a magpie proper maintaining a dandelion in seed, slipped and leaved vert, and a chief ghoul's nullity of 8.4. I tell you, I had no idea making those wings blue as they are in nature would be such a hazard.
Heretic.
Well, the problem I had with it, see where Modar and I were arguing about the wings, is if you look at the line art, it looks like it's a broken wing. The spine of the wing is actually curved down instead of back along the spine of the bird. So when I didn't look at that, I looked at the color version. If the wing was laying the way a magpie wing normally lays, that black part that's on the magpie's shoulders actually looks like it's part of the wing. So that's where I came into the 3-color wing that would be unblazonable.
No, it's the bird's back that is black.
Yeah, but it's because if you look at the line art, the wing isn't drawn as a wing. You see where the pin feathers are coming out of the wing? The main body of the wing is actually arced down towards the bird's chest.
I'm having trouble seeing what you're talking about. I feel like the wing is sort of just back a little bit, but so that it's got an awful lot of white breast on the bird, and then the wing is just sort of back just a little bit.
Yeah, on a natural bird, when their wing is tucked in like that, the top, the shoulder where the wing attaches to the body of the bird is going to follow the spine of the bird's body. This one doesn't. It curves down and to the left. So it's not drawn like a natural wing. That's now again, I'm saying that because that's what led to confusing me about the fact that it was a 2-color versus a 3-color wing.
You're mentally or what one way or the other. You're adding that curved line that you would think that should be for the wing that is not.
If I did not have the line art there, looking just at the color version, I have a 3-color wing.
Right.
When I go back to the line art, I see that the wing is not drawn like a proper wing, so the black part is actually not part of the line art.
Right. So
the only reason I'm bringing that up is expect to see that in external commentary as well. Not from me, but if I'm seeing that, somebody else is as well.
Well, so we could advise her to redraw and color it, tincture it according to the SCA version of what a magpie is supposed to look like, or just send it up and see if anybody else has trouble identifying it as a magpie.
Yeah, no trouble identifying it as a magpie. If the blue part was black, it wouldn't even be an issue.
I say send it up and make a test case for a tripart, for multicolored magpie.
Hey, worst we can do is come up on the cover letter again.
Okay, so
We're live.
Yes, we are live. Okay, so that is the note that I have put in. We're going to send it up as a test case. Okay. Moving along to number 8, the name Dmitry Zinonovich.
Since we're back to having Wickeded as being good, it checks. It's spot.
When did Wickenden change back?
A couple of months ago, there was debate about Wickenden.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the note. We're going to send this one up. Okay. Moving along to number 9, Emma Underfoot, new device. I do like Modar's artwork. But
Yeah, in this case, I concur with C. Stagg's comment. It is not overall as drawn. Modar's redraw is outstanding.
Yeah.
well, if it's not overall, I mean, is it acceptable if we just took overall?
Probably not, because of that really, really weird gray area where by definition the ordinaries are the primary charges, solely because they're central ordinaries, even though they're diminutives. So the only way to have that fox mask where it is, as big as it is to define it as overall. So it really does need to at least touch all 4 of the parts.
Suggestion would be we'll send it, but okay, let me rephrase this. Let's redraw it with Modar's artwork, and if it comes back in time for the external to go out, it leaves out the door. If it does not, it'll just be pended for the next one to go.
So if you're like me, I just cut and paste the new artwork directly onto the old forms and then reload them in the packet.
Yep. The only question, and that's an acceptable solution, but just want to get the submitter to touch back saying, yeah, this is cool. Once we get the green light that way, then
absolutely.
There's no heartburn.
I got bit on that once.
So did we. Okay, so the notes that I'm going to put is that we're going to contact the submitter to see if she is okay with Modar's artwork because the fox's head is too small.
Yes.
I can do that right now.
Okay, excellent. All right, I'm just putting your name in here. Okay, Brigida will contact submitter. Fox mask is too small. Question mark, Modar's artwork. Question mark. Okay, those are my cryptic notes. Moving along to number 10, I guess there's really nothing to be said about a blanket permission to conflict. All right.
Approved.
Yeah, me too. Number 11, the name Fabia Narcissa Patricia, or Patricia, I suppose. Pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. And the docs check.
Yeah, it's a nomen and 2 cognomina. So, all right. So I'm just going to say send it up. We're a third of the way through. Number Fastmunder Eldjarnson, a new device. Per pale, per pure and vert, a bear, sagent, erect, or maintaining in dexter paw, a tankard argent. Okay. Nobody has anything to say.
My only comment would be, is the tankard large enough to be a difference?
If it is identifiable, it's big enough.
Yeah, it's
Just making
easily
sure.
identifiable as a tankard, and with the rules change, that's a DC.
So I don't know. Nobody said, "Oh, look, there's a conflict if it weren't for that tankard." So I think it's the tankard is as big as it needs to be.
That's fine. Just verifying.
Thank you. Moving right along to number 13, a badge for the same guy, Fastmunder Ilmjarnson, fieldless, on a leather tankard proper, a bear, sagent, erect, or. And Maddock, to respond to yours, and I think other people did, but sure enough, leather can be proper, and it's brown.
Yeah, I actually, I was going back and forth with Modar there, and Gottfried actually offline sometime later this month. I'd like to get with you on that discussion.
Okay. Too easy.
Provided. Yeah, I really do think we need to worry about heralds being able to blazon from the picture as much as artists being able to paint from the from the blazon.
Well, if Reith thinks that it needs to be a brown leather tankard proper, well.
Oh no, that's not it. It's about the bigger picture of leather and wood both having the same proper, but not with no way to differentiate between them, going from emblazon to blazon. So it's completely outside the scope of this particular submission.
Okie doke.
Yep. Okay.
Number 14. Anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Moving along to number 14, Fanon McCriven, his new badge, fieldless, a fox courant or maintaining in its mouth a sword proper.
I concur with Green Anchor's comment.
Yeah.
Okay, yes and no. Backing up a little bit to the bear maintaining a tankard, nobody said, "Oh, look, the tankard needs to be specified as bendwise sinister," which they might turn around and do. So I am not sure.
Yeah, they actually might.
Yeah, I'm not sure that a maintained sword. Is it really going to be an issue?
All right.
Well, I have not looked in the glossary of terms. I made the assumption that a tankard has a palewise orientation by default. I know for a fact the sword has a palewise orientation by default. The only reason that I caught this one and not the last one.
If you have, okay, maybe I'm out stretching here on a limb way too far, but if you have certain emblazons that that cause a forced move, something that you would expect to be in this position, but is a forced move because of tinctures, wouldn't the same kind of be said of if you have something maintaining in a dexter paw and this is in this position, you would expect the tankard to follow the same lines and be forced?
No, theoretically, Fosty could have drawn the bear just holding up the tankard like it's toasting. Woohoo! This tankard looks like the bear is about to take a drink. Okay, so there's a difference, and I get that perhaps bendwise sinister is needed to be added to the blazon.
Okay.
On the other hand, if Reith wants it, put it in there.
Okay.
So thinking about number 14, Fanon's fox running away with a sword. It didn't occur to me that we would care about the angle of the sword. It really didn't.
Yeah.
Well, and part of that too is an animal carrying a sword in its mouth. the sword's not going to be up and down or side to side. It's going to be front to back from our perspective. So you're trying to display that image on a two-dimensional heraldic display where ordinarily it'd be the pommel stabbing us in the face and we'd never see the blade at all. So I could understand it being a little bit sloppy, trying to give that impression in heraldic art. The question is whether or not anybody else is going to care that it's cocked off to 11 o'clock instead of straight north.
All right, I will contact the submitter because, like I say, we've got a good 10 days before the external is supposed to go out. I will contact the submitter. He drew this himself. He's very good. I will see if he wants to redraw with, with the sword more precisely pale-wise.
All right. So then, leading on to number 15, would we have the same issue?
Exactly.
That was my thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly.
Because then that right there is the whole tankard thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because a hammer does have a proper orientation, which is pale-wise, head to chief, striking surface to dexter.
And I am betting that he probably wants this hammer bendwise sinister. But
yeah.
Once again, I will contact Benon for a redraw of the hammer. Come on, people. There we go. Double click.
Because Dorcas, I'm willing to put in the bendwise orientation. If this is the exact imagery that he wants, which I'm probably pretty sure he is, I don't mind.
People are going to complain that it's not bendwise enough.
Actually, on the hammer, I wouldn't, just because the head makes it look top heavy anyway.
So it's going to strike him in the chest. Okay.
Yeah, on the sword, I can see people arguing that it's not bendwise enough. On the hammer, I don't see anybody arguing it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so then no need for a redraw. We'll just send it up. We will add bendwise sinister to the blazon.
Yes.
All right.
Now, I made a comment in both 14 and 15 about the coloration of the fox, because I'm assuming he drew it that way because he likes that coloration. It's a blazonable difference, but it doesn't count as a heraldic difference. So if he wants it specifically to have the black feet and the white tip on the tail, you just need to throw that in.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I am not certain that booted is the correct term for black feet.
So basically tweak the blazon a little bit, but send number 15, send it up with blazon tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The proper coloring of a fox is red with black socks and white tip and tail.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that was it. Black socks and white at the tip of the tail.
So the only difference between this and a real fox is that it's gold, where a real fox is red.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's specified as or, an artist is going to paint the entire fox yellow.
Right.
He's right. But yeah.
Well, going to your terminology then, would the blazon then be
marked proper
or booted?
Let's
marked
go with
marked proper.
I like marked proper.
But if marked proper, the white.
Yeah.
If a fox is red, then it's white-tailed.
Yeah, white tail, black socks.
Right. The red Okay, Giovanni, tell me again what the proper coloring for a plain old red fox is.
Red with black socks and white at the tip of the tail.
So this one has black socks and white at the tip of the tail. So it is marked proper. It's just or marked proper.
I like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Clean.
And I will bet you $1 that they come back and say those are not blazonable details. Betcha. But
At least you tried.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Bruce always says, if you want it to be painted that way on your scroll, put it in the blazon.
And we have stories from Palantir that survive, so we don't need to tell them. All right, moving. Okay, add or mark proper to the blazon. Okay. Oh, come on. 2. All right, there we go. Number 16, Finola O'Clery, new heraldic will. I hope all the details are in there.
It seems to be.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, send it up. Okay. Number 17, Franco Suarez, a name and device. What do people think about the name?
Docs check. It
Looks good.
yeah, it looks good and yeah. I don't foresee any Rico Suave jokes.
Although now that you've said it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm looking at it and going, yeah, come on, really. Sometimes I look at names and I think specifically what could be said. And if they come up with something like this, I think my reply will be kind of like, yeah, really? Please?
Is his locative of debonair?
Oh. So I like the
No
fact
cookie.
that Suarez spelled with an S on the end, not a Z. Modern, we're used to the modern name Suarez with a Z on the end. So I like the fact that we found docs to make it spelled with an S. That just sets it apart for me.
Yep.
And it's clear.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now the device. Azure Chaussee Argent, a winged sword inverted, pommeled of a pomegranate ore.
I concur with the conflict on Fergus.
Oh no, there's a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, because the pomegranate on the pommel is not enough.
Right.
I actually didn't know there was a pomegranate there till I read the blazon.
Yeah.
That's one that I was going to mention too.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I did.
And actually, even if I had known it was a pomegranate, I'm not certain it would have counted for difference.
No.
I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't have enough visual weight to count for difference.
However. All right. Oh, fieldless sword. Okay. If we let's see, Jose. All right, I'm looking at Modar's and I'm trying to find poke holes in it. But I'm seeing if Modar has an elegant suggestion to clear the conflict. Change it
Would
from
it clear a conflict from a fieldless?
Yeah, because okay. First off, you get the fieldless versus a fielded Argent. And then when you change it from a Chaussee field to on an Azure pile, the pile is now the primary, not the sword.
You got it a charge.
Correct.
Oh, right. Fielded versus a fielded primary versus.
Right.
Yeah, so then
Right.
it's complete
Okay.
difference of primary charge.
That's
Of course, that still raises the visual similarity to the graver.
Yeah.
But once again, it is it is clear, I think.
It's a sword versus.
I honestly think if you pulled Modar's artwork there with the change in blazon,
Yeah.
you have significantly adjusted the visual conflict as well.
Yeah.
You no longer have the
Is there
point going all the way to base, et cetera, et cetera.
And it's not overall.
if we're talking between William Graver and this submission, do the vols count for visual difference?
The vol is a pretty big thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think.
And
the visual
William Graver's
difference-
vols are argent.
Yes and no.
Exactly.
But on top of all of that, I'm still looking at it going. This is not an overall. This winged sword is not an overall charge. It is quite specifically on the pile. Whereas William Graver's his main charge is overall, so you would expect it to go to extend beyond.
Right. So I will say that we don't need to worry about William Graver.
Right.
Because it's already going to be returned for the conflict with Fergus Cochrane.
Check.
So somebody needs to contact Franco Suarez and see if he's okay with Modar's artwork.
Okay.
And
Put me down on that one.
okay, because you and I are the ones who have email addresses for people that we don't already know.
Exactly.
So I'm going to put you. Okay, Godfrey. Bill.
Just so you know, I put William Graver's in on the side just so you can see.
Let's see. I didn't like it. It didn't like me doing that. Let's see. Because I clicked the link that you put there, and it comes back and says I need permission.
Yeah, just me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
You
I mean,
let us fly.
Modar posted a link to the Callantyr Armorial.
Yep.
So if we are signed in and can look at the letter, there's the picture.
Yeah, I think it's visually different, sufficiently
Oh,
different.
it's hugely different. Yeah. Yeah.
Armorial image matched the
Excuse me.
archival.
Yes, actually, it does.
Okay, just making sure.
I say this quickly because I both know the individual William Graver, and I remember the forms originally when they were put through, and saw the forms originally put through. So, God, I'm old.
Okay. Can we move along to number 18? Are we done with 17?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Number 18, Grania O'Gallagher, which, by the way, I must point out that her name was registered just yesterday, except they changed it to Ingen Uy Gallagher. So is that something that we can fix? I think that's something we can fix on the external. We can change the mission name, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I would put it as a comment right now on this letter to help you remember when you make the change over to external.
That I will do. Change submission name to what was recently registered. Now, that's a raccoon. Per Paul
Yes, it is.
Per Paul inverted Azure Orin Ghouls in base a raccoon's face argent marked stable. Once again, this was done rather quickly at Chris Kinder.
I actually disagree with C. Stag on this one. I identified it as a raccoon right away.
Yeah, me too. When the first time I looked at it, I went, "Oh, raccoon."
I do like Constantia Greek Fire's blazon or reblazon.
Raccoon's head, cabossed, argent mark, sable.
Yeah, it just changes face for head cabossed.
Yeah.
And actually, you don't even have to say head cabossed. You can just say mask.
Wait, only foxes have masks.
Yeah, you 100% sure of that?
Raccoons are not listed in the glossary.
I'm 90% sure.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, raccoons wouldn't be because they're a New World animal. All right.
I'm 90% sure that only foxes have masks.
I will sit down then.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to use Greek Fire's reblazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Anybody else have anything else to add? What about also step from period practice
Yes.
for the New World Raccoon.
Correct.
Adding that to my note.
But it's the only one, so it should be fine.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. All right, moving along to number 19. Gwendolyn Ferchmorgain, badge fieldless, a needle, or conjoined to a vol azure.
I go along with Caitlin on this one. That's either a needle overall a vole or it's just a winged needle.
Yeah, and it reads as a winged needle.
Yeah, so when I looked at it, it read as winged. So
I'm good with that. 19, reblazon. Okay. Anything else before we move on?
Do we need to worry about eagle's wings part of Caitlin's?
That was just thrown in there for extra just in case. I don't think it matters unless the submitter is real set on not having eagle's wings.
Right.
That's just what a winged thing's going to default to.
Exactly. Exactly. If they were bat-winged, then we'd say bat-winged.
Right.
But yes, the default wings are birds' wings with feathers.
Just verifying.
Okay. All right. Number 20. Guinevere Clematis. Gosh, I wish I knew how to pronounce her name.
Clements.
Clements.
Whenever.
Yeah, she's from Harold's Hill.
Oh, is she Gwen Robeard's lady?
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad she submitted her name and device finally.
Oh, heck. Pulling out of Tanguisples? Yeah. They're good.
I would say. All right. So nothing to add about the name. Send. If I could type, send it up. And number 20, the device is Purpure, a chimera rampant argent within a bordure compony, sable and argent.
Typo bordure.
I can't type.
Yeah, no, I'm right there
Why
with
do
you.
you expect me to be able to type in this job?
Wait, typing's required?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Just remember, put all the E's in Conturni and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it's not a Sunny. That was always my fault.
Yeah.
Do we need the within a bordure, or can it just be argent, a bordure component?
Actually, within can drop.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I guess I've seen it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
In general, I've seen it where if it's a single primary charge, they just put in a comma and add the border. If it's multiple primaries or primaries and secondaries, they'll say within or all within.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a hard and fast rule. That's just a rule of thumb.
So no matter what,
but that could be
send
sent
up
to
as
Wreath.
a blazon, wreath will, what Giovanni was trying to say. Yes, wreath will blazon it however we went. So do we care enough to try and reblazon it to take out the bin, or?
Nope. I let it go. Let Reef deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. No.
We will correct the spelling, but other than that, we'll just send it up. Okay. Now, number 21, name Hector Juan Valdez.
Colombian coffee.
It's a name. It's a perfectly fine name.
It really is.
It is.
It really is.
And kudos to the guy for finding a way to get it passed.
Yeah. And you know what? I know I'm going to hear about it. I know we're going to probably pull some guff, but you know what? Let her rip.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
I think we may get into more trouble if he tries to register a device with a donkey on it. Then we might
Then I have something to say.
We
Or
actually
coffee beans.
Yes.
kicked one of those back.
But-
We kicked back
What?
one where somebody was trying to do the Colombian coffee logo with the guy standing next to the donkey. And it was because he had the last name Valdez on his submission.
I'll even kick it back if he tries to put a depiction of a ship leaking oil.
Oh God.
Oh.
Sorry,
it can
Hector.
go both ways on that one. It's like no.
But then his first name would be Hexon, not Hector.
Yeah.
But then we're just getting German.
We're serious, Harold. Really.
Okay. All right.
All right, but as it is,
I have-
good.
Yeah,
All right,
as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
We'll
it is.
just
That's
send it
good.
up as is. All right. Number 22, name and device, and hey, we're 2/3 through.
Yep.
Henry Whitstone,
Is
new
this-
name, and new device.
Is this who I think it is?
It
Raymond's
is
son.
the son of
Absolutely
Raymond and Mary.
fantastic.
Beautiful name.
Very simple.
Yep.
So, number 22, name, send it up. And the device, stable, a bat displayed between a chief embattled and a flame issuant from base or.
I
Remo.
believe displayed is the default for bats and rear mice.
I have the glossary up. One moment.
Oh, please do.
Displayed Gardent.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah, that would be this guy.
so this is a bat. All right, so I added the note that we're going to reblazon it without the word displayed. It's between the chief and the whatever issuant from base. So,
now we go with bat, or just let them change it to rare mouse if they're going to.
Because technically the proper orientation is for rare mouse.
Yeah, we actually had that discussion internally here 2 months ago, and it turns out the number of bats in the A&O outnumber the number of rear mouses by like 2 to 1.
so I'm not sure if he even cares whether it's a bat or a rare mouse.
No,
Nope.
no. Henry won't.
Let Reef do it.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep.
Pass the blame.
Hey, according to Cormac, that's his job.
It's share the responsibility. Come on.
There we go. There we go. Delegate. Delegate.
The
Delegate
buck's in the mail.
Delegate upward.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. See, I don't go back and look at this. This is the first time I've seen Modar's. He posted the documentation for Raymond's name. Okay, that's nice. Moving forward, number 20. A new alternate name for Yanti Houdenpard. She wants to be Raina Le Raven.
Kathleen?
Yes.
You want to share
Sorry,
with us?
it's a modernity thing. It's a modernity thing. Knowing who this gentle is, it is hilarious, but it shouldn't be an issue.
No. I think it's sufficiently different enough from the modern usage that I think we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you
then I'm
guys
just
got
gonna
one
say-
up on me. I didn't recognize any modern.
Yeah, same.
It's a very recent in joke.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maddox,
it's very niche. It's yeah.
Maddox, you and I, old guys.
But you know what? At the
It's-
Laurel level, here, I think you need to share what it is, because
Okay.
at the Laurel level, there will be more people than us
So
who might recognize it. So is it obtrusively modern?
it's not obtrusively.
No.
It's based on the name of a character from Pathfinder and D&D, an NPC, who is known as the Raven Queen. She is a deity, actually,
Dear God.
from
Yes.
Oh,
And yes, now you get it?
Okay.
And,
I don't
and
believe
is
this is
Rhaena
close
the
enough.
name of the Raven Queen?
No.
No, she's
No.
just literally known
She
as
is not
the
given
Raven Queen.
a proper name.
Oh, yeah, then I wouldn't see an issue.
Right.
So
and
yeah, I was like, I think it's substantially different. It's fine.
well, yeah.
It's just a cute little poke for those of us who live in that world.
Well, the other
Yes.
one I'm thinking of too. But now that you mention it, if it was Raven Raina or Le Raina,
Yes.
that one is like, whoa, no, gotcha.
Right.
Yep.
At worst,
Yep.
I would think if it was swapped where Raven was first, I would think
Right.
assumption or presumption of title
Yep.
Yes.
at worst.
Yep.
But yet,
Tracking it now.
I mean, not only
In this order,
Modar, I was going to say, because Modar's pointed out that Raina is a documentable first name, and there are several instances in the ONA where Raina has already been registered as a first name.
right. If it was this used in a surname fashion for Raina, I'd be more worried.
Okay.
So you're banking on the Regina Ramsey decision.
In fact, that's an example from, I don't know if it's still in Cena, but Regina the Laundress was in RFS as an example of, sure, Regina is a given name. As long as you're not trying to be Regina England, then you're
Yeah.
good. Regina the Laundress, fine. All right. Okay. So shall we move on?
Yes.
Moving along.
Yes.
Okay, number 24, Joan Missidon. Her new device, per chevron purpure and argent, 2 winnowing fans and a hedgehog counterchanged. This is a rather shallow chevron, but I don't think it's unregisterable.
It's perfectly within the limits of what has been passed in recent years.
Okay.
Agreed. I also agree with Green Anchor's rendition,
Well, yeah, a steeper
but it may
angle
be an artist note.
would force you to adjust sizes, but I don't think anyone would confuse those for a primary and 2 secondaries.
No.
The way that they're drawn.
I would say at most artist note.
Okay, so we're going to send it up. Okay.
I'll back you up on that one on external if somebody raises the issue.
Thanks.
Excellent, thank you.
Of course, nobody much likes me on Oscar, so.
I love her winnowing fan.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tickled with
Yeah.
those fans. And since she first did the design on this at Clothier's last year, I am so happy to see it finally on a letter. All right, moving along, number 25.
Nothing to see here.
Constantia has withdrawn.
Here. Next.
Unfortunately, it's such a beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
Bummer.
Number 26.
I like the device. It's very sharp.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just need an SVG of it
What?
Yeah.
for my other job, you know.
The blazon is sable on a roundel argent within a laurel wreath or a phoenix gules, a mountain argent. I wonder if there needs to be a comma for gules. Or a
There
phoenix.
does need to be a comma.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. As
Mhm.
Magnus pointed out.
Otherwise the mountain is
Yeah.
also on the plate.
Exactly. That's not what we need.
Magnus's reblazing is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changing it to a plate is proper as well.
All right. Let me copy and paste that.
And they did an outstanding job of making that look like a mountain in that little teeny space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
That was really well done.
So I'm going to publicly say this is the artwork of Marie Chantal Dallaire.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I'm not surprised.
not surprised. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Not
No.
at all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's a reason why she is purple keystone.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay, number 27. Oisin Hekanar-son, and he wants to change it to what did I give him? The new option.
Hackison?
The Hakanson without the R.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Hekansson without the R. And he is happy with that. So let me put notes. Yeah, and Oisin happens to be his mundane name anyway. But
This was another one at Chris Kinder.
yes. Let me. There it is. Copy and paste.
Oh, there it
Okay.
is.
With submitters approval. Okay, we are getting close to done. Anything else to add? Okay. Number 28. Pepin Lochmund. How do you pronounce his name, you German speakers?
Lachamund.
Lochmund. Lochmund.
Lachamund. Yeah.
It's an ach sound.
Germans like to pronounce everything,
Mhm.
and the more spinning, the better.
Deutsch ist so logisch.
Ja.
Ist beinahe mathematisch, gell?
Ja, natürlich.
Und macht vielen Spaß.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Rein it in.
Any comments on his
We're
name?
Yeah, no.
Nope, looks good.
Right.
Yep.
And do note that even though it came from Balo, it's dated.
One of the few.
Wow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It is a wow.
And for his device, Ghouls, a bell within a Borgia argent. Once again, that within.
Which
Beautifully
astounded
simple.
me that I could not find a conflict.
Agree. Yeah, that's beautifully simple.
Yeah.
He is so lucky. Because as Modar pointed out, he suggested this design to Pepin years upon years upon years ago. And Pepin has been using it all this time.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
And I looked.
Hey.
All right. I might have a little domestic crisis here in a minute. So we will move on to number 29, a device for Quitaria La Roja or a monarch butterfly prepper with a Borgia purpure. With or within or something. Within.
Yeah, Magnus is spot on.
Yeah, it should be within.
So-
and an SFPP.
Dorcas, have you found out if she is doing this as a replacement device?
That's not the one. Let me see if she marked it. Kevin? How are you? Yeah, my roommate's over here bleeding to death, so let me
Retain. No, I'm seeing it right now. Retain as badge.
It says
Change
retain
if
badge.
registered. Retain as badge.
Okay.
That's me. I should have marked that. Okay. Thank you. We will mention that. So hold your
Is
hand
that
over
tight?
over your head. Okay, I'm putting a note here. The blazon is within, and mark it as retain the old one as a badge.
And throw in an SFPP as well, please.
Okay.
And I regret I wasn't able to conflict check from here out because the bell rang and I had to go to class.
I thought the teacher could be 10 minutes late.
No,
Oh, wait a minute. Not a university setting. Got it.
not when you're at the placement school.
All right. For monarch butterfly and mark retain retain old as badge. Okay. Yes, my roommate actually did jab himself with an X-Acto knife. Do not bleed to death.
Oh,
Yeah.
go.
Okay, sorry. Number 30. Rafe Lamontaire, his new badge, or a boar's head kiboshed effronty ghouls within an oral of cutlasses inverted stable. This really is an oral.
This really is an oral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
it's
take the word
odd
fronte out of the blazon because kibosh is a fronte by default.
Yep.
And you're going to catch
instead of kiboshed.
Yeah, two S's instead of an SH.
Okay.
You're also going to catch some guff in external about the tusks.
So should we go with Magnus von Lübeck's suggested blazon?
Well, as far as the blazon, I think the tusks need to be blazoned if he wants them to consistently be a different tincture. But you're going to catch some guff about him being argent on the ore field.
Nope, you're not. If you can have a critter that is like a penguin, say sable-bellied argent, and it's on a gold field, or the white tip of a fox's tail could be on even an argent field. No. Anybody wants to say anything bad about the tusks, they can talk to me.
Not say anything bad, but going back to the two examples you just gave, a penguin's white belly on a yellow field is distinguishable because of the rest of the penguin. The boar's head without the tusks looks like a dog. So you don't have the rest of the boar's head giving you the clue that the tusks are there. So and again, I'm not going to comment on external, but just be advised you're gonna get some flack about the 20-to-1 ability to identify the tusks.
Okay.
But yes, I think they should be blazoned. If he wants them white instead of red, they should be blazoned. Otherwise, the artist will not get it consistently.
Okie doke. All right, so I'm gonna go with Magnus's reblazon there, and we'll send it up. Okay. And number 31, the name Roderick Noise Maker. Pretty much all from, the two surnames are from Family Search. The Roderick is his legal given name, and Chandra and I actually looked at his driver's license at the Madhouse of Chriskinder.
And Magnus did come up with, it was an easily documentable source without the driver's license. But I will disagree with Magnus that it is obtrusively modern.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't believe
Modar's,
it to be.
Yeah, Modar's with what he says is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
You could, if you were known for making these things, it could very, very conceivably be an epithet last name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I want one of those noisemakers. Okay. What did I say?
They're
Smith?
fun.
Up.
Looks like an ANS project.
I
For
can
the
hook
youth.
you
You
up.
have fun with that, Giovanni.
Nah, that's youth activities.
Goodness. All right. So now number 32, a new badge for Sabina Fahy. I agree. This is going to have to be returned for a redraw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
Modar has handily provided artwork for that necessary issue.
Yeah, which I
So.
would not be, well, rather than return, although it's more violent, but yet, hey, I'm okay with doing what, like the solution for this being like previously.
If you
Let's
paste
swap it out.
they will come.
Yeah, exactly. Swap it out and contact the submitter saying, hey, is this cool?
Okay, so she's in Kamanular. Let me try and contact her.
Okay.
I'm going to cut in real quick because I'm about to lose power, so I'm going to have to jump over to the YouTube feed. But so I'm going to have to drop the call.
Okay, we're almost done.
Yay!
All right. I will contact the submitter. Okay. Number 33. The new heraldic title, and who was it last month? In fact, Herveus. Now that it's a separately numbered item. But okay, so let's talk about number 33, the new heraldic title.
Very Callantyr.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as for the documentation, she sent me like 8 or 9 pages, only 5 of which can get uploaded for public display. How could I make the rest of her documentation? How could I make the rest of the documentation available where other people can see it?
Mm.
Enter it as comments?
Yes, actually, yes.
Yeah. You either type it in as comments or you post the JPEGs.
Yeah.
Right. You can only post 5 JPEGs. There's only 5 buttons.
And then
There's a way around that if you have a really big monitor and a really good photo stitching program on your computer.
Well, I don't have a really big monitor.
Yeah. I would send me those docs, because if I think as it stands, docs 1 through 5 may come across when it transfers, but 6, 7, and 8, if you send it when this goes to external, I'll make sure that the very first comment is mine, and I'll post those other 3 images in the comments. Then you'll get all 8.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a workaround I hadn't thought of.
I will do that.
3 images in the comments. Then you'll get all that.
Okay.
By the way, my record on cutting and or stitching photos together is 12.
Oh, jeez. That's marshaling documentation, Maddox.
Yeah, your way sounds a lot easier. I think I'm going to use that from now on.
All right. So, 33B. Okay, so basically we're overwhelmed with her documentation because this is they can't, in previous registrations of heraldic titles, there was commentary, and I know this from talking with Sophia. She said there was commentary about do we have enough documentation to show that Latin mottos can be turned into heraldic titles. So that's why she overloaded with the documentation. So, okay, so the badge, which is currently associated with it, but we will separate it,
right,
is procure a beehive within a double treasure ore. And please do notice there are no bees. That's important to her.
Yeah, and there's also not enough E's. Beehive is spelled with 2 E's.
I'm a herald, man, not a grammarian.
Correct spelling.
Now that does raise the question, though, is if there are no bees, is it a beehive, heraldically?
It is. It's a skep. Whether there are bees in it at all or not, it's still a beehive.
Okay. I only asked because I don't have the pick deck pulled up.
And I closed it out.
Yep.
According to the glossary of terms, there is no special thing for beehive. Only bees have a orientation. So.
Okay. Now, Katriana left and she went and joined the YouTube, but nobody is actually paying attention to the YouTube. She might be over there frantically.
Oh, I am.
You are? Oh, thank goodness. Because I forgot at the beginning to ask somebody to do that. Thank you, Brigitte. Okay. So other than that, anything we need to say about the badge, or just we'll send it up as is with a correction to the spelling?
I just went. Beehives are often. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Well, okay, I just went to Mist Home just to pull it up, just because.
Yeah.
And it says beehives are often depicted beset by bees, which fact is always blazoned. And then the very first one is ghouls semi of bees, a beehive ore. Since we have no semi of bees and they're not bees there, they wouldn't have to be blazoned. So
that answers my question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the final 2 items. Vale, yay. Vale Robertson, sorry, name and device. Frida's commentary that it's going to be closer pronunciation. It's going to be Wally. I did contact the submitter, and he really wants it pronounced Vale, so he is okay with the new spelling.
Try.
And then it can all be. Then do we need to care about German and Swedish combination? Nope. Okay. So she put that in there. So yes, we do need to care, but that's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so change to VEYL and then send that up. All right. Okay. Now the device. Per pale argent and gules, 2 pallets argent.
We've got 2 people coming up with conflict. Actually, 3. Even though Gwen didn't.
Well, right. He didn't come up with a new conflict.
Yeah.
Siegert, barony of. Well,
2 pallets argent.
And see, I don't understand Modar's comment here where he says, reading through Cena, and he cites his sources concerning forced moves. I have to agree that this is... Oh, never mind.
He's just agreeing with Magnus
No,
with some documentation to it.
I was thinking backwards. I was thinking forced move makes it not a conflict, but the forced move makes it not a distinct change. Never mind.
Yeah.
right.
Correct.
So yeah, you're getting a difference for field only because you can't blazon your way out of a conflict.
Now here's a question. Do we want to hang tight and reach out to Siegert to see if they'll let her conflict it, or do we just bounce straight up?
I would think that would be a question for the client.
The other question that I have would be, do we have to worry about marshalling or the appearance of marshalling?
No, because the left side is field only.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the Dexter side. I'm talking to Harold's. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I just marshalling is one of those weird things to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when half of the field on a per pale division is field only, it mitigates the appearance of marshalling.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, all right. As I say, we've got 10 days or so before the external is to be published. So let me try and reach out to Vale. He's sometimes slow to answer his email, but let me try and reach out to him and see if he wants to try for a letter of permission to conflict.
Check.
Now, I got another question here. Obviously, you can't blazon your way out of a conflict, but you can sometimes redesign your way out of a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
If, looking at this, the sinister side is obviously a red field with 2 white things on it, because the red is much skinnier than the white, and it's on the outsides.
Are you saying go Bari?
If the red and the white traits were the same width, would that not be then Bari, Jules? I'm sorry, Paley, Jules, and Argent, and it becomes field primary heraldry?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because the rules on field primary are a whole lot different.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So are we running into a conflict there?
Well, there again, we just resolved an argument about 3 or 4 LOARs ago that 5 traits is an acceptable depiction of Paley.
No, here's the thing. If we make that Bari,
Paley,
right? If we make that Paley, it's no longer
you no longer have a charge.
You no longer have a charge. Therefore, what's the conflict?
Exactly. It's field primary heraldry.
Exactly. So that's an SC.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm reading Piers's comments because he is very kindly typing rather than Okay, so there was a good deal of commentary on forced move on a recent letter. Any idea how that might fall out? What was the recent letter, Piers?
Doug,
And
can you wait with that, please?
I think we've already
right now.
I think we have already dealt with the marshalling question.
Yes.
So no, it would not create marshalling. But yes, the which letter, which had commentary on forced move? He's going to go hunt for it, I guess.
Be right. Okay.
Yes, because we forced move is one of those esoteric, often difficult to wrap my head around things.
Can you guys give me a quick blazon for the field primary variant that we're looking at?
Per pale argent and paley Jules and argent.
Yep.
Okay. If there's conflict for that.
Is there? Crap.
I'm not seeing it yet, but I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in scene of
checking that.
verifying that we don't have the appearance of marshalling on field primary.
Yeah, no, because the Dexter side is a solid color that isn't green, so we're good there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it will need to be redrawn so that the palettes, the paliness is equal sizes.
Yeah, the traits have to be equal sizes for it to be truly paley.
So these are things that, so either way, all right. So it sounds like we've got two choices. One choice is see if he really loves this and is willing to try for a letter of permission to conflict from the Barony of Seagert. And the other option to offer him is a slight redraw so that it is obviously paley rather than ghouls with a couple of palettes.
Correct.
And there will be people who point out that for purposes of conflict, there isn't a difference between paley ghouls and argent versus ghouls to palettes argent. We still have to conflict
Pales.
Palettes.
Yes, also correct.
So yes, we do have to conflict check as if it were paley.
But you don't have to conflict check against two palettes in the center of the escutcheon because you've made it field primary heraldry.
Yes.
Right.
So you dodge the whole two palettes argument.
Okay, so in the first option, we can submit this with the hope that a letter of permission will appear before the decision is made.
Correct.
And the second option, it gets pushed back a month while he redraws, or possibly even just reconsiders. Maybe he wants to, I don't know, maybe he wants to make the palettes ermine instead.
Yeah, possible, but either which way, the name can still go forward.
The name can go forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So the note that I'm putting in is that seek LOPTC ? Contact submitter.
If he chooses to go with the variant, I don't believe I see a conflict.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
But a second pair of eyes would not hurt because I'm not the best at conflict checking.
Okay. Okay. So Piers did find a link. Let's open link in new tab and let's see if I can. I'm not logged in over there. Aha. Iza al-Damashkia. Oh, no, he just sent the link to the on-tier, the whole on-tier letter.
By the way, who can submit or approve the letter if it's a barony?
The
The seneschal and the baronage.
Exactly.
Okay.
Either.
I didn't know if it would
either
need
one.
a petition.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't need a petition. It just needs the designated representatives thereof.
Because they're the owners.
Okay.
Okay, so
I remember Francis Darcy.
oh
I'm
goodness.
not mistaken. I threw 2 cents in on this. Yes, I did.
I'm looking at the letter that you sent the link for. Which specific item had some forced move commentary?
Got it. It is. I did a Control F.
Number 15.
Yeah, no, it's item number 15.
Yes.
The argument was on the roses specifically because of a flipping of tinctures. And did the flip of tinctures force the roses to move or not? Half of the roses remained white, half of the roses remained red, with only one of the 3 roses changing from jewels to argent. I actually commented pretty heavily on this one.
And yeah, really not the same. It would be similar and relevant if that red rose down in the bottom wasn't there.
Well, and that was my whole point in the in supporting the appeal, was the roses did not move. The roses changed color, and therefore it fell under the 50% rule.
Yeah. How did this get returned? When did this get returned? October 2016. Well, okay. We're live. I will not say anything else.
Yeah, because this was the appeal.
Yes, this was the appeal. Okay, so yes, this is interesting. I might want to look at this, but it's not relevant to our letter and this particular item. So, actually, we have made it through the letter. Unless people really have more stuff to say about Vale's device. Otherwise, I would like to go back over the notes and see if I have missed anything. Are we ready?
Okay.
Okay, I have number 1, the name, send it up. Number 1, the device, reblazon it, or an arrow and a knife inverted in saltire, purpure, and in chief 3 hearts within a bordure and battle ghouls, and send it up. It was just adding the knife being inverted.
Great.
Number 2, the name, send it up.
Yep.
Number 2, the device. Brigida will contact the submitter, ask if she is okay with this picture or wants to redraw. Now, I'm just reading my notes, so I'm not also looking at Oscar. So I hope that that's sufficient information.
Yeah, because if she was wanting it as is, weren't we looking at calling it an annulo?
Right. Okay. That's Issa. Okay.
Right.
All right. Number 3, the device, send it up. Number 4, the name, send it up. Number 5, the name, we're going to send it up as Angus Sinclair of Glasgow. Yep. Number 5, with the accompanying documentation of Glasgow, which I will make sure and send to you.
Thank you.
Number 5, the device, reblazon as per pale, sable, and argent, an anchor counterchanged between infess, a skeleton argent, and a dragonfly azure, and send that up. Number 6, the name, send it up. Number 7, the device, mention that is step from period practice for the use of another charge along with gussets, and send it up.
That's number 6 device.
Yes, it is number 6 device. Okay.
And we had
Not only can I not type, I also cannot read.
and we had to. I know it was glossed on, but did we have to mention the wards being to base?
It
We did
wasn't
not, because they're redefined in the glossary of terms.
Thank you very much. Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Number 7, send it up as is as a test case. People okay with that?
Yeah.
Number 8, the name, send it up. Number 9, the device. Brigida will contact the submitter because the fox mask is too small and offer Modar's artwork. Because otherwise it'll have to be returned for a redraw.
And I already heard back from her mom, Miss.
Yep, she's 5.
Yeah, and she said when I get a chance, I will show it to her and ask.
Perfect.
Okay. Number 10, whatever it is, we're going to send it up. I've got O for other.
Permission to conflict.
Yeah.
Blanket permission, right. Okay. Number 11, the name, send it up. Number 12, the device, send it up. Number 13, the badge, send it up. Number 14, the badge. I will contact the submitter for a redraw of this because the sword should be pale-wise. Number 15, the badge. Add bendwise sinister to the blazon and add or marked proper to the fox.
You need to do or marked proper to the fox in number 14 as well.
Yeah.
Copy. Good. I don't have to type. And paste.
Also, I didn't hear you make mention the bendwise to the tankard in 12.
Oh, did we decide that it needed to be?
I'm going to, yeah, might as well. They can drop it if need be.
Or you could make it as a comment on external that that was one of the comments. We weren't sure whether or not to include that as part of the blazon.
You know, I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that too.
And just a suggestion with number 14, maybe ask him whether or not he wants it to be in default or he does actually want it on the tip, and then redraw it on more bendwise for that sword.
Oh, okay. So, but it does need a redraw, so it should be definitely pale-wise or definitely bendwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that way the client gets exactly what he wants.
Thank you. All right.
Clients don't know what they want.
This one does.
Modar.
This one's good. Finon is good. Okay, so that was 14 badge, 15 badge, 16 blanket
Will.
letter. Here we are, 17. The name, send it up. 17, the device, there is a conflict. Gottfried will contact the submitter to offer Modar's artwork,
right,
which will clear the conflict, and we'll submit it if possible. Otherwise, we'll have to return it.
Check.
Number 18, the device. Change the submission name to the recently registered name, okay, and then reblazon as Purple inverted azure or and ghouls in base a raccoon's head kabast, argent marked sable, and mention the step from period practice for the raccoon.
Yep.
Yes.
Number 19, reblazon as fieldless, a needle or winged azure, and send it up.
Yes.
Number 20, the name, send it up. Number 21, correct the spelling of bordure and send it up. 21, the name, send it up. 22, the name, just send it up. 22, the device, reblazon as sable, a bat between a chief embattled and a flame issuant from base or.
Yes.
23, the name, send up. 24, the device, send up. 25, withdrawn. 26, reblazon as sable on a plate within a laurel wreath or a phoenix gules, comma, a mountain argent.
Yep.
Yes.
27, the name, change it to Oisin Hakonsen, note submitter's approval, and include the documentation provided by commenter. Number 28, the name, send it up, and the device, send it up.
Yes.
29, the device, reblazon or a monarch butterfly proper within a bordure per pure. Mention the step from period practice for the monarch butterfly and mark it, retain the old one as a badge.
Yep.
Number 30, the badge, reblazon or a boar's head kabast gules tusked argent within an oral of cutlass's inverted sable and send it up. 31, the name, send it up. 32, the badge, return for redraw, but really contact submitter and offer Modar's artwork. Otherwise, it'll have to be returned. Let me copy and let me move that to the end of the sentence.
Keep hearing Modar's artwork. I got to get whatever program he uses.
He uses something. It's not called micro. It's paint.net or something like that.
It's either paint.net or GIMP.
He does not use GIMP.
Okay.
I tend to use Inkscape when I'm doing it.
I haven't played with Inkscape.
Life is too short. All right. Okay.
You know too many people that can do it for you.
Oh, wait.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait. That was 32 badge.
Put another little note in there. Ensure that the blazon is ensure that the blazon is contained.
Ensure the blazon is
Okay, I'm looking at the entry right now in Oscar,
all
and
right.
I see it says the name is registered exactly as. I don't see the blazon there.
32.
The blazon's on the submission form, but it's not in.
Oh, you're right. It's not showing up on 32 either. It goes straight from Oscar finds the name to badge comments.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. My bad.
No,
That's
it's
totally me.
Wow, good catch, man.
Totally me. Okay. But the intended blazon
Yes.
is pure impale, 3 skulls between flaunches, argent.
Check.
Okay. Oh, boy, howdy. All right. Add blazon. Yep, that's totally my bad. Okay. Number 33, the title. We were going to send it up and we were going to add the images that we didn't have room for. We were going to add them as comments, as like the very first comments.
Right. And split the title from the badge per Herveus' suggestion.
Yep. And correct the spelling of the blazon to be a beehive, not a beehive.
Don't want to be bedeviled.
It's a tense of behave.
Uh-huh.
Don't feel bad, Dor, because I left out an entire blazonable thing. It says, oh, and the letter.
Oh, goodness. All right, number 34. The name, we're going to change it to VEYL and
Check.
send it up with new documentation. And number 34, the device, there is currently a conflict with Triggert. We're going to contact the submitter to ask whether he wants to seek a letter of permission to conflict from Triggert, or if he wants to redraw it or even redesign it.
Yep.
Okay. Draw, question, redesign, question mark. Wow. Okay. We got through that.
We made it.
Next month, it's going to be just as big. The meeting is going to be just as big. I appreciate all of your help tonight. I couldn't do this by myself. The next decision meeting will be on once again, the fourth Monday in February, which will be February 26th.
And
yeah.
Forenoted, I will be bowing out of that one, but because I won't be able to connect where I'm at.
Okay. We will muddle along without you. I guess there is nothing else that we need to say. I'm going to go ahead.
And no questions on YouTube.
Oh, thank God. I keep forgetting that. I'm terrible. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click this red button to stop the broadcast. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming. And we'll see you next month on the fourth Monday of the month. And now I'm clicking the red button.